The dream of becoming a millionaire often starts with a simple, almost romanticized idea. Save every penny, cut every expense, and eventually, you'll cross that magical seven-figure finish line. We're told to skip the daily latte, cancel our streaming subscriptions, and pack our lunches. While these are admirable habits for financial discipline, they are not, on their own, a viable strategy for building substantial wealth in a reasonable time frame. The fundamental problem with a savings-only approach is that there's a hard limit to how much you can cut. You can only reduce your expenses to zero, but there is absolutely no limit to how much you can earn. Relying solely on frugality is like trying to fill a swimming pool with a leaky bucket. It's a slow, frustrating process that often leads to burnout long before you see significant results. Let's break this down with some simple, undeniable math. Imagine your goal is to save $1 million. If you manage to scrape together and save $500 a month after all your taxes and living expenses, it would take you an astonishing 167 years to reach your goal. That's not a retirement plan, that's a plan for your great-great-grandchildren. Even if you get a raise and manage to save a respectable $2,000 per month, you're still looking at a journey that will take over 40 years. This reality check is crucial. After working for nearly a decade in a well-paying banking job, the financial expert Nischa realized that even with a good salary and diligent saving, she was nowhere near becoming a millionaire. The math just didn't add up. This isn't to say that saving money is unimportant. It is absolutely essential. Having an emergency fund and living below your means are the foundational pillars of financial stability. Without them, any extra income you generate could easily be swallowed up by unexpected costs or lifestyle inflation. However, you must see saving for what it is, a defensive strategy. It protects what you have. To go on the offense and actively build wealth at a pace that will change your life within this decade, you must shift your primary focus from cutting costs to aggressively increasing your top-line income. This is the single biggest mindset shift that separates the financially stagnant from the future millionaires. The path to your first million, especially in a world of ever-increasing costs, is therefore paved with new income, not just clipped coupons. It's about fundamentally changing the equation. Instead of just thinking, how can I spend less? You need to start asking, how can I earn more? This question opens up a world of possibilities that frugality alone keeps locked away. It forces you to think about your skills, your time, and the value you can provide to the marketplace in a completely new light. The moment you prioritize income generation, you stop playing a game of limits and start playing a game of infinite potential, which is exactly where real wealth is created. Once you've embraced the income-first mindset, the next logical step can feel overwhelming. With countless side hustles and business ideas floating around, from dropshipping to affiliate marketing, it's easy to suffer from analysis paralysis. The temptation is to dabble in a little bit of everything, hoping that one of them will magically take off. This is a critical mistake. The key to making meaningful progress is to channel all your focus and energy into building one single income stream at a time. Trying to build 5 different businesses at once is like trying to fill 5 different buckets with a single hose. You'll end up with 5 shallow puddles instead of 1 full bucket. You need to give one project your undivided attention until it has momentum. Consider the real-world example of Nischa's journey with her YouTube channel. For 9 long months, she uploaded videos inconsistently, treating it as one of many potential projects. The result? She gained a mere 300 subscribers. It was a hobby, not a business. Recognizing this lack of progress, she made a decisive change. She committed to giving YouTube her full, undivided attention for just 3 months. This meant saying no to distracting social events, putting other projects on hold, and dedicating her free time to learning, creating, and improving her content. That intense, singular focus was the catalyst that ignited her channel's growth and turned it into a significant source of income. This principle of the power of one applies to any venture you choose. Whether you decide to start a freelance writing business, learn to code for side projects, or build an e-commerce store, you must give it the respect it deserves. Treat it like a second job that you are passionate about. This means setting aside dedicated blocks of time each week to work on it, investing in your education for that specific field, and relentlessly tracking your progress. The initial phase of any new venture is the most difficult. It's where you'll face the steepest learning curve and see the slowest results. Spreading your energy thin during this critical period is a surefire way to guarantee that none of your projects ever escape the launch pad. your first successful income stream does more than just add money to your bank account. It builds something far more valuable: confidence. It proves to you that you are capable of creating value and earning money outside of a traditional job. It validates your new mindset and provides the psychological fuel needed to tackle even bigger projects in the future. Once that first stream is stable, generating consistent cash flow and requiring less of your active time, only then should you consider diversifying and starting a second one. Master one, then move to the next. This methodical, focused approach is the fastest and most reliable way to stack your income streams toward that million-dollar goal. Simply wanting to earn more money isn't enough. You need the practical tools to make it happen. The fastest way to increase your earning potential is to acquire what are known as leverage skills. These are not the typical skills you might list on a corporate resume to get a small annual raise. Instead, leverage skills are those that solve expensive problems for businesses and individuals, allowing you to command high rates for your time and expertise. They are skills that can be applied across numerous industries and can often be scaled through technology or by building a team. Focusing your learning on these specific areas is how you get the highest possible return on your educational investment. A brilliant strategy for this is to commit to learning one new high-value skill every quarter. This breaks down the daunting task of self-improvement into manageable, 3-month sprints. For example, in the first quarter of the year, you could dedicate yourself entirely to mastering the art of sales and persuasion. This is arguably the most critical skill in business, as nothing happens until something is sold. In the second quarter, you could shift your focus to digital marketing, learning how to generate leads and attract customers online. For the third quarter, you might tackle a more technical skill like basic coding or data analysis, which are in incredibly high demand. Each of these skills builds upon the last, creating a powerful combination that makes you a formidable force in the marketplace. Imagine knowing how to build a simple website, coding, drive traffic to it, digital marketing, and then convert that traffic into paying customers' sales. You have essentially become a one-person business machine. This is what leverage looks like in practice. You are no longer just trading time for money in a linear fashion. You are building systems and acquiring abilities that can generate income semi-passively or at a scale that a traditional job could never offer. This is how you escape the trap of earning a fixed hourly wage. The beauty of this approach is its practicality. You don't need to enroll in a 4-year university program or go into debt to learn these skills. The internet is overflowing with high-quality, low-cost courses, tutorials, and communities dedicated to each of these subjects. The only real investment required is your time and your commitment. By focusing intensely on one skill per quarter, you avoid the overwhelm of trying to learn everything at once and ensure you reach a level of proficiency that is actually marketable. This systematic approach to skill acquisition is the engine that will power your income growth far beyond what you thought possible. The journey to becoming a millionaire is often framed as a strategic and financial challenge, but the reality is that it's 80% a mental game and only 20% strategy. Your mindset, your focus, and your emotional resilience are your most valuable assets. Without a strong inner game, the best financial strategies in the world will crumble under the weight of self-doubt, distraction, and negativity. This is why one of the most crucial actions you can take is to ruthlessly protect your mental energy. You must build a fortress around your mind to keep out the things that drain you and actively fill it with things that empower you. This isn't a soft, feel-good tip, it's a hard-nosed business necessity. Protecting your energy starts with a conscious decision to eliminate negativity from your life. This means unfollowing social media accounts that make you feel inadequate or envious. It means turning off the sensationalist 24-hour news cycle that is engineered to keep you in a state of fear and outrage. It also means distancing yourself from people who complain constantly, mock your ambitions, or drain your enthusiasm with their cynicism. Your mental bandwidth is a finite resource. Every ounce of energy you spend on judgment, comparison, or anger is energy that you cannot invest in learning, creating, and building your future. Be a ruthless gatekeeper of what you allow into your mind. The second part of this equation is to proactively surround yourself with positive and educational inputs. Instead of scrolling through social media feeds, listen to podcasts about business, finance, and entrepreneurship during your commute. Instead of watching mindless television in the evening, read books on investing, biographies of successful people, or articles about your chosen industry. You need to immerse yourself in the world you want to be a part of. This constant exposure to new ideas, success stories, and practical strategies will not only educate you, but also reinforce your belief that your own goals are achievable. It normalizes ambition and makes the process of wealth creation feel familiar and accessible. Ultimately, to stay motivated for the long haul, you must learn to obsess over the process, not the outcome. If your only focus is the distant, monumental goal of hitting $1 million, the journey will feel like an endless grind, and you'll be prone to discouragement. Instead, fall in love with the daily and weekly actions. Find joy in learning a new sales technique, get excited about seeing your website traffic grow by a small percentage, and celebrate the milestone of landing your first freelance client. By focusing on these small, controllable wins, the massive goal of becoming a millionaire becomes the inevitable byproduct of a process you genuinely enjoy. Your wealth is built in the daily habits, and protecting the mental energy to perform those habits is the ultimate key to success.